I don't like to read. Henry likes most things about first grade except for reading. Everyone else loves to read. Classmate Tony can even read upside down. But when Henry is called in class, he frowns. Let's see why. Welcome, first grades. Henry was now in first grade. And he was learning lot of new things. January 1, February 2, March 3, April 4. But there was one thing Henry didn't like about first grade. That was reading. It seemed like everyone else liked to read, especially Tony, who bragged that he could read his favorite book upside down. Henry really liked listening to stories at school and at home too. But when Mr. McCarthy asked if anyone wanted to read, Henry never raised his hand. Reading is boring, he said. At home, whenever Henry was asked to read, he said, "No, I don't like to read. It's dumb." One day after school, Mr. McCarthy asked Henry, "Why don't you like to read?" "Because all the words and letters just don't make any sense," cried Henry. "That's okay, Henry. Everyone learns to read in their own way," said Mr. McCarthy. "With a little extra help, soon you will be reading." Still, Henry was not so sure he would ever like to read. But Henry started getting extra help with his reading at school and made special time for reading at home. Pretty soon, some letters and words around him started to make sense. One night, Henry and Pete's babysitter was reading them a brand new library book. But just as she got to the best part, her friend called, and she would not stop talking. Pete really wanted to know what was going to happen in the story. "Henry, can you read it to me?" he asked. "Well, I really don't like to read, but I'll try," said Henry. The letters started coming together into words, and before he knew it, Henry had read all the way to the end. He liked reading it so much. He read Pete another one. The next day at school, when Mr. McCarthy asked who wants to read the lunch menu, then Henry was the first to raise his hand. That became possible because his teacher soon discovered it's not that Henry doesn't like reading, it's that he can't read. After some extra help at school and at home, Henry begins to feel more confident about letters and words. So he got successful.